You know that feeling, right? Your paycheck hits the bank, and for just a second, you feel like you're finally getting ahead. Then you pay the rent, the bills, the groceries, and a week later you're staring at your account thinking, seriously, where did it all go? It's such a frustrating question. It feels like you're just spinning your wheels, working harder and harder, but not actually going anywhere. Well, that feeling has a name. It's the financial hamster wheel. But what if I told you the secrets to getting off that wheel aren't some new, complicated financial hack, but are actually thousands of years old? Okay, let's dive in. We're actually going to travel back in time to ancient Babylon, all thanks to a classic little book from 1926 called The Richest Man in Babylon. And I know what you're thinking. What can people with clay tablets teach me about online banking? Well, the technology has obviously changed. But human psychology, our relationship with money, the fear, the greed, that deep desire for security, that hasn't changed one single bit. So today, we're going to break down the 7 ancient cures for what the book calls a lean purse. We'll kick things off by mastering your cash flow. Then we'll move on to building a real wealth engine. And finally, we'll cover how to secure your financial future for good.
Let's start with the absolute bedrock of all of this, getting a handle on your cash flow.
The first, and honestly, the most important rule, is to pay yourself first. The concept is beautifully simple. For every $10 that come in, only let 9 go out. But most of us have this totally backward. We pay our landlord, we pay the credit card company, the phone company. Everyone gets their money before the single most important person, future you. The real secret here is to automate it. Make that 10% transfer happen the second you get paid before you can even touch it.
Now, you're probably thinking, there's no way I can afford to save 10%. And that's actually a well-known psychological trap, perfectly described by Parkinson's law. It's this bizarre tendency for our expenses to just magically expand to consume whatever income we have. You get a raise? Suddenly you need a bunch of new things. It's the reason saving can feel impossible, even when you're earning more money than ever before. And that leads us right into cure number 2, control your spending. Look, the Babylonians didn't have to deal with targeted Instagram ads and one-click Amazon purchases. We are in a psychological war for our dollars every single day. So the best way to fight back is to gather some intel. For just 1 month, do a spending audit. Track everything. The point isn't to feel guilty. It's just to get the data to see where your money is actually going. That information is power. It lets you consciously choose between your true needs and the fleeting desires that are being marketed to you 24/7. Okay, so you've started mastering your cash flow. You're playing great defense. But you can't win the game on defense alone. Now it's time to go on offense. It's time to build your wealth engine.
Having a pile of cash in a savings account is a great start, but because of inflation, that cash is actually losing a little bit of its buying power every single day. You're basically treading water. Cure number 3 is about making your money have babies, putting it to work through investing. This is how you stop just treading water and start building a ship that can actually sail towards real wealth.
And the fuel for that ship's engine is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, compound interest. Just take a look at this example of Sarah and Tom. They both invest the exact same amount, $500 a month. The only difference is when they start. Tom waits until he's 35. Sarah starts just 10 years earlier at 25. By age 65, Tom has done very well. He's got $1.1 million. But Sarah, she has almost $3 million. Yeah, you're seeing that right. That is a $1.8 million difference. That is not a typo. That is the absolutely staggering, life-altering cost of just a 10-year delay. Why? Because it's not just your money earning returns, it's your returns earning their own returns. It's a snowball effect. The first dollar you invest is by far your most powerful one. Now, this kind of power leads directly to cure number 4. You must guard your treasures. And that means understanding the huge difference between investing and speculating. Investing is buying a piece of a real productive business for long-term growth. It's like buying the whole haystack. Speculation is just gambling, betting on short-term price swings, trying to find that one magic needle. It is the absolute fastest way to end up right back at square one. And here's why guarding your money is so important. The math is just brutal. If you lose 50% of your money, you don't just need a 50% gain to break even. You need a 100% gain just to get back to where you started. Think about that. Losing hurts you mathematically twice as much as winning helps you. The first rule of investing has to be, don't lose the money. All right, cure number 5 is about making your home a profitable investment. Now, I know this one can be a hot topic today, but the ancient logic is surprisingly sound. It really boils down to 2 very powerful concepts: forced savings because your mortgage payment automatically builds your wealth and financial leverage. So here's how that leverage thing works. Let's say you put down $80,000 to buy a $400,000 house. If that house goes up in value by just 4%, that's a $16,000 gain. But remember, your investment was only $80,000, so your return on your money isn't 4%, it's 20%. You're basically using the bank's money to get a supersized return on your own. So now you're building wealth, but the final piece of this puzzle is protecting it. Protecting the wealth and protecting yourself. This is all about securing your financial future for the long, long haul. Cure number 6 is all about ensuring a future income, and you do that by building 2 financial moats around your wealth. The first moat is to protect you from the unexpected, a sudden job loss, a medical bill. This is your emergency fund, your cash reserve of 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. The second, bigger moat protects you from the certainty of getting older. This is your retirement account. That's the fortress that's going to provide for you when you're no longer working. And if you think that first moat isn't important, just think about this. The Federal Reserve found that nearly 40% of Americans couldn't cover a simple $400 emergency expense. $400. That's living on a financial knife's edge. An emergency fund isn't an investment to make you rich. It's insurance to prevent a disaster from derailing your entire life. And finally, we get to the ultimate wealth multiplier, cure number 7, increase your ability to earn. Your greatest financial asset is never going to be a stock or a house. It is and always will be your own power to generate income. Every dollar you invest in yourself, in new skills, in education, has the potential to pay you back 100 times over. That's a return that absolutely dwarfs anything the stock market can promise. So, there you have it, the complete path to financial freedom. A blueprint that was laid out thousands of years ago. Let's just quickly recap these 7 cures. First, pay yourself first. Then, control your spending. Make your money work for you and guard it fiercely against loss. Turn your home into a profitable investment. Ensure your future income. And maybe most important of all, never, ever stop increasing your ability to earn. You see, building wealth really isn't about some secret, complicated formula. It's about mastering these simple, kind of boring fundamentals, day in and day out, for decades. It's about choosing discipline over instant gratification. And your first step doesn't have to be some massive change. Just start with one automated action today. Go set up that 10% transfer. That's it. The numbers are clear. The psychology is clear. So the question isn't whether or not this path works. The only question left is, will you walk it?